Hello, my name is Christian Schweitzer, and this is my story of perseverance. So, this story takes place way back in my junior year of high school when I was enrolled into an architecture class. So, a few months into the class, the teacher comes in and asks us who would be interested in competing in a state competition where we had to work on it for a few months before actually going to Seattle to compete. So he asked us to raise our hands to see who's interested, and myself and two other guys raised their hands. We go back to the back of the classroom and he gives us a little more information on it, and we kind of introduce ourselves, and the other guys' names are Regilio and Itzman. So we get to meet each other, and there's a little bit of an issue to start off with. Itzman only speaks Spanish and I only speak English. So in order to ever talk to each other, we had to talk through Regilio, which we ended up becoming good friends, and it was fine, but it was a little of a challenge at times. So moving on, we start working on the project. So to work on the project, we use this program called Chief Architect, and what it is it gives you an opportunity to draw floor plans, and then you put it into 3D models and like this. So then with moving on from that, in order to get it into an actual physical model, because we had to have a computer drawings, a physical model, and then also a portfolio with different specifications. So in order to get the physical model, we had to take the computer model, put it onto a flat sheet like this, and this with this program called CAD, and then we would be with this, the outer lines we would just make a little bit wider so that on the engraver it would cut it out, and then that's how we got the walls for everything. So we're starting to work on the project, and as you can see, there's things that don't look right, and then we start building it, and it's going good, as you can see. And then about 2 weeks, or not even 2 weeks, 2 days before the competition, we find out that Itzman was suspended. And it's just racing through my head, like, what happened? Like, how are we going to still compete at the competition? And the teacher tells us that we need to look through the portfolio and make sure everything's good, because it gave us a little bit of grace period. So we start looking through everything, and there was only like 6 or 7 pages filled out, and it was like kind of broken up because there was Google Translate used to translate everything. So we end up going to state, and we figured out everything, and we had about half an hour before we finished everything, and then we went on the bus and went to state. So when we got there, we ended up competing, and we ended up getting 3rd place in that competition. But then, as you can see, I ended up getting 1st place in the personal competition, which this was the model that I used. And then these are the pictures of me and Regilio with our awards. So because we placed, we were able to go compete at the national level. So we get on the plane. We're going to Kentucky, but we had a connection flight in Denver, and we find out that there's about a 30-minute flight or delay between when we got off the plane and then had to get onto the next plane. So we're running down there, and we get on the plane, and we're relieved, everything's good, and then we've been there for an hour. And we're wondering what's taking so long. And then they announce to everybody over the intercom that the flight was canceled and we have to deboard because there's no pilot. And to come to find out, apparently all the Southwest pilots were going on strike that summer. So we ended up having to wait in line to talk to customer service, and we waited about 13 hours in customer service to only get halfway, which was insane to us. So we didn't get to go that year to Kentucky to compete. And what ended up happening was the next year we got to have another opportunity at it. And we started working on projects like this one, but it didn't really work out with the specifications. And then we came up with this design. So with this design, it was on the lake. It had a lot of landscaping. It was really beautiful. So as you can see, we're working through the model. We're getting different specifications, more than what we had done before. And then this is the final product when we competed at state. And we ended up getting third place for that. And then for my personal competition, I ended up getting, that competition, we ended up getting third. And for my personal competition, I ended up getting first. So because I got first, I was again able to go to nationals, which this year was in Florida. So we get over there and we land, and I'm relieved because nothing has gone wrong. So I ended up competing, and what it was we had to have an old house, and then we had to turn it into a restaurant. And this was what I ended up coming up with. And then the judging just took forever because they told us it would be only 2 hours, and it ended up taking like 8 or 9 hours. Like, I didn't get judged until like 9:30 or 10 at night. So we ended up getting we end up going down to the award ceremony, and they tell us that there's going to be a bunch of people, and I didn't think there was going to be that many. There was probably thousands of people. As you can see, that was just going into the award ceremony. My phone can't even catch how many people were going up those escalators. So I'm starting to get anxious, nervous, excited, just all the feelings. And then we go into the awards ceremony, and it's taking a while to get everyone in and all that jazz. So I'm sitting through it, and then they announce our competition, and they announce third place, and then second place. Wait, I was second place? Everything's racing through my mind. Like, how did I do that? I couldn't believe it. So I go up to the podium in front of all these people, and they award me this trophy. It's huge. I can't believe it. And with that, I just want to tell you that even if you have all those bumps in the road, like I did, where everything seemed to go wrong, like I couldn't even compete at the first competition I went to. Just keep persevering, keep working hard, and you too may have a trophy like this. Thank you.